I mean, this almost seems to be getting forgotten a little bit. Liverpool and Arsenal and Spurs, the three teams that are 6 for 6, 2 wins out of 2, very different styles, it's important to say. But next Sunday, the last day of August, Anfield, 4:30, the Super Sunday, Arsenal come to town. I mean, they're a fascinating side, and I want to ask you about them. Just the playing side, what would you say you've made of Arsenal so far?
Yeah, I saw them against United and thought they were absolutely terrible, to be honest. Didn't
Yeah.
really, they get the set piece goal, but they probably didn't deserve to win that game at all, really. And then I saw them against Leeds, and obviously far better. But you don't kind of know what Leeds are going to be this season. Are they going to be any good at all? Probably not, if the last few promoted teams are anything to go by. So kind of hard to judge. I don't think they come into rocking up at Anfield thinking, oh, you've got loads to kind of fear here, but maybe they can put on the best version of themselves and they can be a real threat. And we know, that they're a good side, aren't they, Arsenal? They're really tough to beat. They haven't lost a game against kind of a top 6 side in about a million years, have they? So, it's not going to be easy to beat them, that's for sure. But the question mark is always, do they have enough attacking quality, and are they weighted more towards kind of attacking quality to go and win a league? And so, coming to Anfield, their big test now is last season. What they lacked is attacking depth, the ability to replace Saka. Okay, well, Saka's out now. Maybe Odegaard is as well. You've got Eze, you've got Madueke. Are they enough to kind of keep you in a title race when you've got those injuries? That's the big question of them, really. And I think a big test of them, but also a good test of Liverpool in terms of can they kind of iron out the kinks that they've shown early in the season as well? So it's a really fascinating one.
It is, I suppose you never wish injury on any pro. You want to win it the right ways. But for all the players they've got, and I mean, they bought some in, like Eze's come in, Gyökeres as well. Saka is probably their still danger man to miss out, isn't he?
Yeah, it's just helpful from a purely selfish Liverpool perspective, definitely, because he's their best player. So, but like I say, the big question now is, okay, if you've got Madueke to come in, is he enough to kind of keep you at that level? And that was said to be the big difference for Arsenal last season. They had not enough attacking depth. Okay, now you've got it. Let's see what you're all about, and can you come to a really difficult place to come and win and show that you should be title favourites? So, absolutely fascinated to see how they do. And Liverpool are going to have to be better than they've been as well. Certainly on defending set pieces and balls into the box. I mean, it almost feels a guarantee now that Arsenal are going to get a goal from one of them. So Liverpool have got to be good enough going forward to cancel that out and score enough to win. So, big game. Even the third game of the season feels massive.
That's got to be the biggest question for this from us, that Arsenal scores, say, set piece at Old Trafford. Even against Leeds, I think they win 5-0. I think 3 of the goals are set pieces. We know how many we're shipping from soft set pieces quite often. That is the little thing they're going to have to get right on Sunday, aren't they?
Yeah, and I worry about Liverpool from that, to be honest. I don't think they're going to pick a tall enough team. I don't think they're going to pick, and Arsenal definitely are, because they'll play 4 centre-halves across the back 4. They'll play, they'll have a big team that will bully Liverpool in situations. So Liverpool need to try and keep them from getting set-piece situations, and they've got to play, their best football as well against a side that's defensively well organised. So it's going to be really, really tough for Liverpool. I want them to, they've got to show up and be better than they've been so far. Otherwise, Arsenal will beat them.
Yeah, it does feel it could come down to that, hopefully, on our side. But, I mean, history for this. You think back to last season, it was a dead rubber, wasn't it? The league was already won, but that was a draw. There was the famous 1-1 with the Odegaard basketball shuffle almost at the same time as well, and it seems he's going to be fit for this one by all accounts. Are you leaning towards a draw with this one?
I'd like to see Liverpool win one, to be honest. Yeah. I mean, I just think with being at Anfield, there's got to be enough to... The problem is that Arsenal are just getting these free goals from set pieces. I think Liverpool will probably dominate the game, and probably have the lion's share of the chances. But the problem is Arsenal will have 2 chances from corners and will score one at least. So that is the decisive thing. Liverpool have got to have, as Slot calls it, set piece balance in this game. And if they manage that, they should go on and win it. I'm quite looking forward to seeing kind of Van Dijk up against Gyökeres. He's had an interesting start, and I'm definitely giving him a goal here, but I'm kind of not having him at all, if I'm honest. So, but we'll see on that. And Arsenal, for me, I still think they're weighted too much towards the defensive aspects and being solid over being open enough to score enough goals. But like I say, they're getting 3 goals from set pieces, so Liverpool have to stop that. If they stop that, I'm pretty convinced that they can stop Arsenal scoring. And if they do that, I'm pretty convinced they'll get at least one themselves. So it's almost the job of the game. In training this next few days, Slotter's got to be doing set pieces. He's got to get those rugby pads out, be pushing the players all around and get them to win headers. They've got to be ready for what's coming for them, because I think, to get a 3-point lead over Arsenal, even at this stage, just feels like a big one. So, try and lay a statement down by winning this weekend.
And fingers crossed. I mean, Arne Slot said he hopes that Alexis McAllister is back for a minor injury. I mean, Newcastle away is completely different to Arsenal at home. And some would say it's tougher in the league, but maybe it might be easier in certain ways, of less of a physical battle. Would you be expecting, I suppose, McAllister in, but many other changes at all? There's the Wirtz question to be answered as well.
Yeah, I honestly don't know. It's a fascinating one. I mean, I hope McAllister is fit, because I think he's Liverpool's best midfielder. But the Wirtz one is so interesting. What do you do as the manager in this situation? Do you just keep pushing him to try and get him up to speed as quickly as possible, or do you say, look, it'd be really good to win this game and we can't have any kind of passengers, so let's just take you out the firing line for a quick one, and maybe we'll bring you off the bench and you can go and win it for us or whatever. I really don't know. Or, do you stick Wirtz in on the left? Or I really, honestly, fascinated to see what he does with this one. It's a really interesting one, because we don't know everything about Slot still. It still feels like early days with him, and we still don't know everything about how he uses so many of these new players as well. Yeah. So does he go Robertson at left back as well? What does he do? To take Canate out of the firing line? Do you bring Joe Gomez in? Really, really interesting selection up ahead. And I wouldn't say I've got a clue what he's going to go with.
And it does feel, I know, because obviously we're talking about performance in different bits. Results feel crucial in this. I mean, everyone would take, we're pants again, but we win. If you go 9 for 9, that's the perfect start. And then the international break, settle down again and roll on, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I mean, I would quite like to see a better performance, if I'm honest, even if that ends in a draw, because I think you need that encouragement. The thing is, the process is key to everything, isn't it? If you rack up a lot of shots and a lot of expected goals and big chances, and you stop your opponent doing that in games, and you do that consistently, that's the way you consistently pick up points. And Liverpool's process has been bad in these last 2, but they've picked up 6 points. But I would like to see improvements in the process, and really, really good game to do that, really. Because if you perform well against Arsenal, who may or may not be your main rivals, I'm sure City will be better than they were at the weekend. But Arsenal be in and around it. If you do that, then that's really kind of, I think it will feel like a little bit of a statement. And if they win the game while doing that, then, you'd be really encouraged that they're going to go on and, go on and win the league, really, I guess. You'd be convinced that they've got a really good chance of defending the title.
Yeah, you could. If you go 9 from 9 and not play that well, I think everyone would be absolutely ecstatic. But, of course, we'll have to see what Sunday brings. We'll have to see what Sunday brings. We'll have to see what the last week of the transfer window brings. People, there's no point around each other in the chat panel. We are 6 for 6. There is plenty to enjoy. All that leaves me to say, as ever, is David, for the time, the insight, and answering all the questions. It is massively appreciated.
No, thank you very much. Good to be back on these games, isn't it? Big ones and wins coming in as well. So let's hope for a better performance and another 3 points next time.
Yeah, because it was going to be a bad end or a bad podcast before Rio and Gamoa changed it. But there we go. And ladies and gents, that was another